There were women police officers in Constance's day, but generally they did not carry a badge or a gun or handcuffs. They did not have arrest authority, meaning they did not have the authority to chase a crook down on the streets and put the handcuffs on him. And they were generally expected either to work for free, believe it or not, or at a salary that was less than half of what a male officer would have made. But Constance had all of that. She carried a gun, she had a badge, she had arrest authority, she had handcuffs, and believe it or not, Sheriff Heath paid her the same salary he paid the male deputies. It was amazing, unheard of. An interesting challenge with writing historical fiction is to figure out how to have the characters sitting around talking about what we today consider the big historical moments of the time. Like, I didn't want to have these scenes where they're sitting around saying, it's so unfair that we can't vote. You know, so it gets sort of slipped in different odd little ways, and I wanted to try to make it authentic to the actual conversations that they might have had, which might not have laid out current events in a encyclopedic kind of way. The challenge that I've had with these books is that I don't want to write straightforward mysteries in the sense of, you know, there's a dead body on page 10 and we know who did it by page 300, because that's not what the cops were actually doing. Like, I want to tell their real story. And so these books sort of straddle the line between historical fiction and crime fiction. I mean, Constance worked in law enforcement, and you'll see in future books how all three cop sisters get involved in crime fighting and detective work and law enforcement in different ways. But the question that is so much more interesting to me than like a whodunit type question is, how did they figure out how to live and who to be and how to make it on their own? Because they did live together as unmarried adult sisters for a good long while. And I'm hoping I'm going to get to write, it's a 15-year stretch of time that I'm hoping to get to write the whole thing. And to me, it's always a juggling act of how do we make it? How do we figure out who we are and what we're doing in the world?